Guess what?
What?
We are going to need to get another Playbill folder.
Why is that?
Because we're going back to New York! Yay! Hi, I'm GVB. Welcome to my channel, the GVB Project. This is my husband,
Chris.
and we've been together since 2013. 13. Yes. Okay. And within 6 months of our relationship, we were already on a plane to our first trip to New York City. And fast forward to 2025, and we are just about to embark on our 7th trip to New York City.
That's crazy.
Did you know we like musicals? We love musicals.
We do.
So I thought what we would do is have a look at all the shows that we've seen before on Broadway, and then tell you about all the exciting stuff that we're going to do in New York this trip. Shall we?
Yay!
Yay! Okay. Playbill. So every production you see on Broadway comes with a special free program made by Playbill. We collect all our Playbills, and so we thought we might take you on a little journey through some of our favourite shows. Let's do it.
Well, the very, very first show that we saw in New York was Book of Mormon.
Do you remember being there for the first time at your first Broadway show?
I certainly do remember going, but I don't remember it really well.
Well, I remember it had Matt Doyle as Elder Price. That's the character's name, Matt Doyle as Elder Price.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember how excited you were to see this show, because I know you have loved it, and it just had to be the first show that we ever saw.
Ooh, this one.
Pippin. We're not going to talk about every show, but Pippin, I had seen an amateur production of it quite a few years before, and hated it. And then I saw ads for this sort of circus sort of like production of Pippin, and we got tickets to it, and it was so good. I loved it. I thought it was
On a side note there, if anyone knows Greg well, he loves circus. Anything to do with circus,
yep.
He's like, I've got to see it.
Absolutely. Circus, yeah. I really liked Pippin. That was great.
So Wicked. This was a memorable, well, semi-memorable show.
Or at least half memorable.
Definitely half memorable.
Do you remember sitting in the audience and the people next to us were Australian as well, and we were having a good chat to them?
Exactly.
What happened?
We don't remember the second half.
No, we think we may have fallen asleep.
Which is
actually really embarrassing, but we were exhausted.
Also very possible. Look, being our first trip to America, we probably didn't deal with the jet lag very well. And I think we went also fell asleep because I do not remember the second half of the show.
Neither of us do, but we don't remember doing the whole thing or anything. Exactly.
Because I used to fall asleep all the time in musicals, and I used to always get that.
Yeah, it's only because he used to snore.
Because I used to snore.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's our memory of Wicked on Broadway.
Oh, this one was cute.
Oh yeah, you love this show.
I did. I love this show. This show was actually in a theatre on the same street as the hotel we were staying.
I think we were next door to it.
It was next door. Was it next door or one block or one building away? But didn't know anything about it. It was a last minute show.
Yeah, we booked it last.
Yeah.
And do you remember why we booked it?
No, I don't recall.
Because we were going back to our hotel, and the stage door was right next to it, and
was it Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, was out there, and you went and got a photo with her. and you go, "Did you love this show?" And you went, "Yeah!"
I don't remember that.
And then we booked tickets the next day. So, yeah.
Oh, golly.
Kinky Boots.
Yes.
Now, when we did arrive to our hotel, we went to the concierge and said we'd like to get some tickets to Kinky Boots, and they pretty much laughed at us and said, "You are not going to be able to get tickets to that show. It is just won the Tony Awards, and there was no hope." He said we could probably go down to the theatre and see if you can get tickets that way, which we did, and we got the very back row, very back corner of it, and it was so worth it. It blew our mind.
Sure was.
And we're the type of people that like to sit nice and close and see the expressions, but that show was just so good that we fell in love in love with it straight away. So because we were so far back, we wanted to, at the end of the show, have a walk down to the orchestra, had a look at the front, and then all of a sudden everyone else is gone and this group came in, like a uni group or a college group came in, just started sitting down. And then, do you want to tell the rest of the story?
Well, yeah, so Billy Porter was playing Lola.
And Stark Sands was Charlie.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten her name, Annalie Ashford.
Oh, yes.
Was
I can't remember her name.
I don't remember her name.
So if anyone hasn't seen a Playbill, Playbill is full of marketing or advertising basically. And that's how they pay for it, to make it free for the audience.
It is free. Lauren.
Yes. So anyway, so Billy Porter had actually organised for his graduating university class, I think that's what it was, to come and do a meet and greet with the cast. And it was like a question and answer sort of scenario. And so we were just sitting there quietly, and we didn't make any ruckus, didn't draw attention to ourselves, but we were lucky enough to actually hear the story of Billy Porter and
just talking about the show. The whole cast were just talking about the show. Yeah. The creative team were up there too.
So it was awesome. It was really cool.
That's great.
This is your one.
Spring Awakening. So this is our second trip to Broadway in 2015. And the first show we saw was Deaf West's revival production of Spring Awakening. And to this day, I don't think there's another show that has made me cry so much. I'm still very moved by this production, and I wish there was some way of getting a pro shot of it, because I just think it was the most beautiful interpretation of what was already a pretty amazing show. So
this is the first time I'd actually seen Spring Awakening. So it was just amazing.
So what was very special about this production is that, I don't know if it was equal half-half, but the majority of the cast were deaf. And so some of the characters would sing and some of the characters would sign, and it was just a whole different interpretation. They used silence in parts of the show where normally you'd hear big explosions. It was such a experience is all I can say. I loved this play. This was our first play.
Yeah, that's right.
On Broadway.
If we had an option to,
musicals.
We love musicals. We just, you know what, musicals just take me to another place, and I think that's what it is. And but I can certainly appreciate plays now, but back then, not at all. So when Greg said, "I really want to see this,"
and do you know why I wanted to see it?
What's that?
Because the set looked good.
There you go.
And then I actually had no idea about the story or anything. I just thought I liked the set and I wanted to see it because it looked cool. And the story was phenomenal. Hamilton. Now, we knew nothing about Hamilton. I don't think anyone in Australia barely knew anything about Hamilton. It was still off Broadway when we bought tickets to see the Broadway production of Hamilton with the original cast, mind you. There was no cast recording out yet, so we hadn't heard any of the music. We had second row mezzanine tickets, which were pretty amazing. We started watching it and we got to the end. Honestly, I thought, I have no idea what just happened, but I know it's amazing. I know what I've seen is phenomenal, but I have no idea about American history or anything. We've seen Hamilton many times since then and absolutely adore it. We've seen it in San Francisco, we've seen it in Australia, and we both love it. But I feel like if only we could go back without watching it on Disney Plus or something and just experience what we experienced then with the brains that we have now. I think it's a beautiful musical.
Well, the fact is that they've just literally, in this last couple of months, celebrated 10 years.
I know.
So it's been 10 years since we saw Hamilton.
I know. So beautiful was, quite frankly, beautiful.
Yeah, like me.
Absolutely love you. Yeah, you're a Carole King fan.
I am. I've always been a Carole King fan, and it's one of those things where I didn't know much about Carole King as a human. I just loved her music. How it just takes you to another place. It just makes you feel. And Tapestry, if anyone knows, Tapestry was basically an album that she wrote. Her main part of her life or her story was in New York, and then one day she just went, I want to get away. I want to start afresh. So she jumped on a plane and went to LA, rented a house in LA, and wrote Tapestry.
It's amazing. After being a songwriter,
of course,
many years of writing for music for so many other people,
massive success with songwriting. She went, I'm going to write an album and I'm going to sing on this album myself.
And her album is
just her biggest album.
It's amazing, isn't it? And when we were in New York for that time, there was the Broadway market where they would sell playbills and all sorts of really cool things from all the shows. The cast would get involved, and we got, let me see if I can get over here. We bought the beautiful vinyl with the whole cast that signed it.
That's it.
And it's a treasure of ours, isn't it?
It's awesome.
It's
I do love it.
Yeah.
That's us. Yay.
Now we reach 2017, our third trip.
Yes.
And the first show we saw was The Great Comet. I really enjoyed this. It was probably a bit much musically or even story-wise.
I was just confused.
Yeah, it's
and I still don't know what's
based on War and Peace, which is like a massive...
I did not know that. Look, one thing I will say is the music was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I just didn't understand what was going on. So, but the music was phenomenal.
We saw Josh Groban's last performance.
We did, yes.
That was his last.
Josh Groban is phenomenal. Like, we've seen him in a couple of shows now, and
he just grows and grows as a performer.
Amazing.
I think he's great.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, Waitress. I love Waitress. Betsy Wolfe, who we saw on Broadway, was amazing. And we've seen this production in London with Sarah Bareilles.
Yes.
We still are dying to see it in Australia, but you know what? We're heading into 2026 and it is still not being here. That's the biggest mistake that they've ever made. It was meant to come here in 2020 and then COVID hit and never happened.
This one.
Sweeney Todd! Now, this has been signed by Matt Doyle. Actually, that's Matt Doyle's signature there. And this production was an off-Broadway production. It was down in Greenwich Village.
Sure was.
And they decked out this tiny little theatre as a pie shop where you went in, had a pie for dinner, and then they did the whole show around you on the tables everywhere. And it was amazing. I loved it.
So well done.
That was such an amazing production. And we got to meet Matt Doyle afterwards. Of course.
Matt Doyle and Greg thought that it was a photo and it was actually a video.
It's so funny.
It's very funny.
Now, this lovely production is what sent us to Broadway. We were accidentally watching a slime tutorial of the show at home one day, and we live in Melbourne, but after we saw it on our cinema screen at home and both of us were crying, we actually bought tickets that night to see the show. without even knowing how we're going to get there to it. And we headed to Broadway purely because of, I think, Ben Platt's performance in this. It was just amazing. So we got to see the original cast. We were very lucky.
Golly.
We had a big year that year.
We did have a very big year. Come From Away is still in my top 3 musicals.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it'll ever change. Come From Away changed me. And that's like a weird thing to say, but it showed me that true stories can be portrayed really well. And obviously I wasn't there at 9/11. I felt like after coming out of this musical, I was there with them. It felt so close and it felt so genuine, it was so true. And even to this day, even with all the different casts that we've seen all around the world, you still walk out there with feels.
Moulin Rouge, one of my all-time favourite movies, and we saw this twice when we were at this trip to New York. And the first time when we bought fan pre-sale tickets, we were up in row J near the back, and I was furious because they were the pre-sale tickets. Like, you would think you'd get like the prime position. So we bought a second lot of tickets down in the table sitting in the catwalk area, and that is where we both fell in love with this musical, and we've seen it many times here in Australia.
And we've shared it with our friends as well.
Absolutely, they all have to see it too. Yes. If we like a musical, our friends are going to like that musical too,
yes,
whether they like it or not.
They must come along.
Yes. And Little Shop of Horrors, the last show we saw on that trip, was starring Jonathan Groff.
Yes, it was.
Jonathan Groff.
And we were able to swim away. We didn't get drowned.
Absolutely. we weren't near the front. And actually, this is the other one. The signed playbill that we have must be up in the other one. So yes. I'll just show that later. But we got it signed by the cast. And funny little story, if you've ever looked at my coming out at 33 video, I talked about one of the things that tipped me over the edge to actually coming out was watching him sing Hello to Lea Michele in Glee. And so when we went to the stage door afterwards and I got him to sign my playbill, I said something stupid like, "You changed my life." And he probably looked at me, it's like, okay.
In fact, I think you said that's nice.
That's he said that's nice.
That's nice.
My God.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for changing my life.
Oh.
Let's fast forward to 2023. We had been pretty much going to Broadway every second year. We couldn't go in 2021 because COVID kept us in lockdown in Melbourne, Australia. So we couldn't go.
We did actually celebrate our
wedding anniversary with a little theatre decked out house with all our souvenirs that we've got. You can have a look at it here. And we called it like Broadway Hotel or something. And we had a lovely dinner, some drinks, and had a breakfast the next day, and it was so sweet.
It was awesome. It was just all our memorabilia was around, and our little frog from Book of Mormon was there, and we had our little stuffed teddies from Lion King and stuff like that.
Vinyls out and everything. So that was fun. Great. So we didn't get to go back to Broadway until 2023, and the main reason we were going back in August was to see Madonna at her celebration tour, but she got very sick. Very sick, almost died sick, and she had to postpone her tour. So we couldn't get out of our trip. but it meant that we had to go back again. But I'll talk about that later. But anyway, in 2023, we saw some pretty amazing shows. Let's have a look at them. Your love.
My love. So who doesn't love the movie Titanic? Anyway,
And
so
who else does everyone love?
Celine. Come
Celine
on.
Dion.
Who doesn't love Celine Dion?
And I put them together and you've got a match made in heaven.
That's right. And you've got a musical called
Titanic.
Yes. So we
So good.
we had to see this musical. This is off Broadway, and we knew a little bit about it when we bought tickets, but we did not know what to expect at all.
And I don't think we've laughed so hard in our lives.
Exactly.
And we were down in the captain's quarters or the front seats.
We were very lucky.
We got to film because you're allowed to film the final song,
Calls, yeah.
and they took Chris's phone off him and filmed on the stage, which you can see here. And how good was that?
It was amazing. It was so good. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to see it, I don't think it's going to come to Melbourne anytime soon. However, it was in Sydney last year.
Yeah, we saw it twice.
It's pretty crazy. But if you ever do get a chance to see it, I highly recommend it.
It's so funny.
Very funny.
Oh, Brittany!
Talking about musicals that people endorse, I really hope Brittany didn't endorse this.
She
one.
did.
Did she?
I think she signed off on it and said it was okay to do, but it was...
Yeah. She may have been having a bad day that day.
You remember being in the audience and it was about to close, and I reckon there was maybe 100 people in the audience.
It was really sad.
It was really sad, and unfortunately it wasn't very good.
No.
Even with the iconic music of Britney Spears, it just wasn't very good.
So true.
So sorry, Britney. Here Lies Love. Now this is something I really wanted to see. I had seen some YouTube clips of David Corrin, so I think who designed the set for this, and they essentially ripped out the whole orchestra seating and put a dance floor on the ground, and that was the stage with the massive mirror ball, and the music's by Fatboy Slim, and I just thought it was a really inventive way of putting on a show, so I really wanted to see it, and it didn't last for very long. They must have lost so much money on that show, but I thought it was just to experience theatre in a different way.
It was a great theory. It was really cool. So the stage moved, we had to sort of move with it. It was really, really interesting.
And Juliet, we used our audience rewards points, which we didn't realise. Like, we knew we had audience rewards. Anyone that doesn't know audience rewards, you basically sign up for audience rewards, get a membership number, and when you buy tickets, type in your member number and you accumulate points.
It'll be like Flybuys.
Yeah, and we've been doing that since 2013 when we first went to Broadway, and then realised we had so many points, we could just go and see a show for free, which was great.
Fantastic.
These
shows are very expensive.
Very expensive. And we had seen Anne Juliet on the West End when we were there in very early 2020 before COVID hit, and it was the best show we saw. We saw it twice when we were there.
Sure did.
And then when we went and saw it, and then we had seen it in Australia, awesome again, loved it.
Took our friends again
many times. And then we saw it on Broadway and we just didn't connect to it as much. It just wasn't the same. Yeah. So then,
wow,
we came back to Broadway in January 24, which is only, 5 months after we had been there to see Madonna. And we had the chance to see only 2 shows when we were there. And so, of course, we have Jonathan Groff in Merrily We'll Roll Along. And we were in the front row centre, and we were drowned. But I really loved that platform. I enjoyed it.
It was great. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it.
It was
at all.
my first outside of school amateur musical that I was in. I was in the ensemble.
Ensemble.
Yeah.
Gutenberg. No, it's my boy.
It's your boys, really, because this is what made you love Book of Mormon.
That's right. That's it. I just love this musical. I didn't, once again, another musical I had no idea about.
And they had really famous guests
They did.
appearances at the end as the directors.
Producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who was ours this time?
I can't remember.
You don't remember?
I'm sure
It was Hillary Clinton.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so it was
because I remember
really
going
funny.
to the bathroom.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I was walking down the aisle from the bathroom. Going, that's Hillary Clinton. I think it is. No. And so as I'm walking back, I've got my camera out, trying to film to say, "Is that Hillary Clinton?" And it was.
Funny. It was. That's right. I completely forgot.
And we finished off with Titanic
We did.
again,
We did.
and that was fun. Okay, so if you've watched one of our earlier vlogs this year, we organised our 7th trip to Broadway,
Yay.
which we leave in October. We are going to be seeing 10, maybe 11 shows over the 8 nights we're staying in Times Square, and I thought we might like to share what they are. We go and see our first musical on the Thursday night, which is going to be called
Death Becomes Her. Wow. What can I say? Megan Hilty, Jennifer Simard.
I know, and we have seen so many clips
We
from
have.
this musical.
Exactly.
It's so funny.
We are so excited to see this. And
Totally earnest. Like, that song is just epic. The whole music is epic.
exactly.
So
If you get a chance to listen to the Broadway cast recording,
it is so
because
funny.
it is so funny.
Yeah. And so that will be our first show. Super excited.
Very
for
excited.
that. Then the very next day, we had tickets to see Robin Hood in Smash,
We did.
but it got closed very early. So that left us with an empty night. But in its place,
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm super excited, but we are seeing the immersive Phantom of the Opera experience called Masquerade, which is in this building. I think it used to be an art or a bookstore. Over 4 levels, you get taken through different rooms, different parts of the story and the music of Phantom of the Opera, and you have to dress up, you have to wear a mask, and fully interactive with the cast, and I can't wait! That I'm super excited for. Then we hit a Saturday, which is a 2-show
Woo,
day,
2-show day.
and we are seeing Hell's Kitchen in the afternoon, which we also got tickets through Audience Rewards because we had enough points again.
Yes.
So we've got some really good seats for that. That was one of the last shows we booked. We weren't sure what we wanted to see, but we made the decision with Hell's Kitchen. And then in the evening, we see Mr. Jonathan Groff again in Just in Time, which is the Bobby Darin musical. Now, I wish we could get really good seats for this, but they were so expensive that it's in the round or the semi-round, and it's not a massive theatre, which is great, but we did have to buy the back row, which was still $199 at the time US.
Yes.
But yeah, if we win the lotto, I'll somehow buy tickets.
If someone wants to shout us tickets,
Yeah, that'd be lovely. John, just reach out. It's a you can spit on me. Okay.
Sure.
Sunday, we are seeing 2 Tony Award winning shows. We are going to be seeing Maybe Happy Ending as our matinee, which I am very much looking forward to.
I was very nervous about this one because I listened to the soundtrack very, very early on, and I'm like, I don't get it. And then I watched a few little clips and stories, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that musical. I think it'll be beautiful.
Really, really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then in the evening, we see the play Oh Mary,
Yes.
which is very exciting.
Now this one's best play, isn't it?
Yeah, best
Yes.
play.
Yeah.
So Maybe Happy Ending won best musical.
Yes.
Oh Mary won best play. So that looks like a hoot.
A hoot.
A hoot. And Monday, we are seeing the off-Broadway production of Heathers, which looks fun as. So we can't wait to see that. That would be great. So then we hit Tuesday, our 3rd last night.
Yes.
And we haven't bought tickets to that one yet. because we think we might want to get Death Becomes Her tickets again.
I hope we get the ones and tickets again.
But-
I haven't told that Greg. That's the first time Greg's heard that. So.
I knew that.
Oh.
You've probably been saying it in your sleep or whispering it in my ear while I'm sleeping. Then we hit Wednesday. Now, for some strange reason, just on this one particular Wednesday, in every week on Broadway, barely any shows are doing a matinee. And so we were scrounging around trying to find a show that we really wanted to see. And we've made the call. We haven't bought the tickets yet, but to see Cabaret.
Wait! Editor GVB here. 2 days later after filming, we have just found out that Cabaret is closing early. So we won't be able to see it. So this morning we racked our brains and have decided to go and see the ABBA musical Mamma Mia! So that should be fun for a Wednesday matinee. And let's get back to our, what do we call this? Vlog.
And then on that evening, we are seeing the Tony Award-winning musical of the year before, The Outsiders. You don't know much about that.
I know nothing about the Outsiders.
But that-
I haven't even seen the movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the movie, but it's a very famous movie, very famous story, and it won Best Musical. So I'm making the assumption that it's also very good. But I've wanted to see that. Everyone keeps talking about and saying you have to see The Outsiders. So we're going to go and see that. And then we have our final night, our Thursday night.
This one I'm very excited about. This one we're seeing Queen of Versailles.
Who's this starring?
A lovely, lovely Glinda.
Kristen
Original?
Chenoweth? Yeah,
Yes.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Kristen Chenoweth. So this is very exciting. So we actually see second preview. Certainly hope nothing goes wrong technical-wise or anything, but I'm sure that they're professionals, of course.
Of course.
And it will work perfectly.
And thankfully they've done the show before. It's not the first
Yes,
time.
that's
It hasn't
true.
been done on Broadway, but they've done it off
It was
Broadway.
Boston, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Boston or Chicago.
But yeah, at least it's not brand new.
That's right.
So-
So really looking forward to it. It is our last show, so go up the bang, hopefully.
Yeah, it looks exciting.
Yeah.
It looks exciting, and we just had to watch all the Queen of Versailles, like the documentary and the
TV
series,
yep.
just recently, just to get our head around it again. You've seen it before, I hadn't, but I can't wait to see it now. It looks super exciting. And so then the next day we head home.
We do.
So that's all the shows that we are going to see. We're very, very excited. Thanks for watching this episode. The next thing you will see from us is our first day or two on Broadway.
Yay!
So click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. And you know what? If you're not sure what to watch next, watch this video here. See ya!
What an extraordinary life. What makes us keep on fighting?